hush-hush election. How can an election be hush-hush? I'm not even able to understand. So, if a notice goes to every state unit, they said, no, it is not. And somebody said, अरे वो public में नहीं क्या लोकसभा election है क्या कि public में public को बुलाए. This is an election of the members, or every member unit was sent the notice. Every member unit sent their two representatives, which is all on the website. So I don't understand where this nonsense comes from and why should it be hush hush. I have no interest. I have finished my 3 terms. I'm stepping down. Why should it be hush hush? So I think we need some sort of a positive look forward to it. This is one of those few federations where people are not fighting and killing each other to get posts. There are no two federations fighting each other. We've always had very cordial relationships with everybody. So I think this whole thought of this hush hush has to go. Uh, there will be a proper press conference which will be taken by Bahadur Singh, our new president, at the end of this of the meeting tomorrow. But I think there are a couple of things I just want to talk about. One is that the continental bronze level continental tour we are going to do this year. We've also submitted bids for world championships, right from junior world championship, senior world championship, world relays, and we might do also look at the world half marathon. We're also going to do a major javelin competition with the top javelin throwers in the world will come and participate. So there are going to be a lot of regional competitions. If you looked at the new calendar, I think there are roughly 30 plus competitions today uh, at national and regional levels. The regional level competition was specially created so that people get more competition within the region. People who can't reach nationals can at least reach at regional level. Uh, we've looked at expanding our camps into NCOEs so that if there are 20, 30 people, locations, including private sector, which would include Reliance, JSW, etc. So there's a whole plan, but of course, in detail, our president would talk about it. So I'm introducing our president, Bahadur Singh, and I'll request him to say a few words before I take questions.
Hello. Mr. Adille Sumariwalla, President, और रविंद्र चौधरी साहब और मेंबर्स ऑफ द हाउस, मैं आप सबका बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ. आप सबने मेरा नाम प्रेसिडेंट के लिए प्रपोज किया और मैं आप सबका शुक्रगुजार हूँ. मेरे को इस पोस्ट के लिए आप लोगों ने चुना. तो मैं जो पुराने प्रोग्राम चल रहे हैं, जो ऑलरेडी बहुत अच्छे फेडरेशन है, कंटिन्यूसली आदिल सुमारीवाला और रविंद्र चौधरी साहब ने बहुत अच्छी तरह इतने साल इसको यहाँ तक पहुँचाया है, उसको आगे लेके जाएंगे. जो भी इन्होंने बताए हैं कॉम्पिटिशन्स आने वाले टाइम में ऑर्गेनाइज करने के लिए हम लोगों ने एफर्ट्स कर रहे हैं, तो उन सभी प्रोग्राम्स को हम लोग आगे लेके जाएंगे और विद द सपोर्ट ऑफ ऑल हाउस मेंबर्स इन सबको साथ लेके चलेंगे. और ये जो फेडरेशन का वर्क है, जो आदिल सुमारीवाला जी और रविंद्र चौधरी जी का एक्सपीरियंस है, इसको साथ शेयर करेंगे और इसको आगे लेके जाएंगे. थैंक यू.
17 members were elected, out of which 9 are sports persons. So more than 50% of our members are sports persons. And there are 6 women. So just for the sake of record, I wanted to talk about this, and I'm happy to take questions. Where is Navneet? Can you just So let me tell you, when I took over, Athletic Federation was not in a good way. Our president and our secretary faced a lot of issues after the Commonwealth Games. Uh, so we had to bring it up from there. Having to bring it up from there, it was very clear that we worked on a two-pronged strategy, grassroots level strategy and an elite strategy. On the elite strategy, what we did was we got shortlisted events. We can't do all 50 events. We shortlisted events and then brought in foreign coaches in 7 events. In the grassroots level, something that was started by Mr. Kalmadi and Dr. Lalit Bhanot as far back as 20 years ago. This is the 20th year. I've been only here for 12 years. But we put in a lot of work. We put in a lot of work to ensure that that reach. So when we started, we were hardly 100 districts. Last year, there were there were 619 districts. So we Dr. Bhanot, who was working as the president of SAF and also was chair of the coaching and planning committee, we spoke to 650 districts. 615 districts, presidents, secretaries, treasurers, chief coach, and chief technical officer to ensure that we could get grassroots level. Then we brought in constitutional changes. In the constitutional changes, every district, we defined what activities they were supposed to do. For example, they had to conduct their annual election, they had to be registered, they had to have a PAN card, they have to have a bank account, they had to conduct their district championships, etc., etc. That is bringing in good governance. Then we realized that it's not just easy to have just an athlete with a few foreign coaches. So we said we need to create an ecosystem. How do you create an ecosystem? So we looked at education, we looked at coaches development. So in the last 2.5, 3 years, we've created over 2,500 level one coaches, which were less than 20. We've got over 250 level two coaches, which were hardly 10, 12. So we said we need to create that ecosystem. So now we have coaches. Now the aim for us by 36 is to create 40,000 to create 40,000 coaches, because each district needs coaches. We have 700 plus districts. Then we said if there are coaches and if there are athletes, they have to compete. I get complaints every few days saying that मेरा बेटा फर्स्ट था उसको थर्ड कर दिया, मेरा बेटा थर्ड था उसको मेडल नहीं मिला. So we said we need to create technical officials. So we started creating technical officials. Today we have 10,000 technical officials. We also have below level 1 is the World Athletics exam. Below level 1, we have more than 10,000 pre-level 1. And these things are going on continuous level. So you create a whole ecosystem. You have a plan, you have a strategy, and you follow it. The only problem that we have is people do not understand it takes 3 Olympic cycles at least to get results. Everybody wants results yesterday, and that's not going to happen. But we have laid the foundation stone, and I'm sure the new team, as Bahadur said, they've done some good work. We will continue the work. I'm sure they'll take it to much higher levels than we have taken it to. We've had fantastic support from the government, who has supported us with all the requirements for foreign coaches, for camps, etc. And I think we're on the right path. We will have to keep tweaking it a little, our strategy from time to time, depending on the environment, depending on internal environment, external environment. But I think the direction is right, and that has got us medals. So if you really look at our progression, we had 13 medals, 18 medals, and 29 medals in the Asian Games. We had 3 medals, 8 medals. We had no medals, gold and silver, at the Olympic Games, one bronze of Anju in the World Championships in 2003, then nothing, and then gold and silver at the World Championships. Again, 3 people being in the finals of javelin throw in the top 6. I mean, it's some sort of so now you know where that comes. So you need bench strength. If you look at the number of people that went to the Olympics, if you look at the three Olympics, literally doubled every time. So that is the progression I am looking at. It's not medals that are that important to me, but the progression of what is my bench strength. Where are we going? That to me is most important. Uh, we had 2 world champions, junior world champions, Hima and Neeraj, one world record holder, and we never had a junior medal. We have 6 medals in the junior world championship. We never had a gold medal in or any medal in world university games. I think we have now about 6 medals, including 2 golds or something. I can't remember the exact number. So that if you look at really, and I strongly believe there is good governance, there is transparency, we will achieve our results. So if this is the basic journey of the 12 years, it's to do with uh, immaculate planning and execution, and that will give us results. Next, please. So in hindsight, when you look at it, you think you could have done everything better. It's all hindsight. When you have to take a decision on the spot, it's a very different story. So when you have enough time to sit at home and reflect, and reflecting, I think some of the areas which I would definitely like to see improve. Firstly, is doping, as you mentioned. It's a very, very serious problem. We are fighting it tooth and nail. We are fighting it tooth and nail. There is zero tolerance. Even the largest names have gone under. So we are going after them as much as we can, and we will continue to do so. The second problem is overage, which we are now looks like much under control, but that needs to be improved. The third is early specialization and overtraining. And again, that's a very deep rooted problem simply because most of these athletes at district level or state level, that district level coaches or state level coaches who are overtraining them to get some brownie points for themselves or not get transferred from one job to one district to another. Again, that's a little out of our hand because it's a state subject. That those district sports officers are state appointed coaches, etc., etc. So that's again another issue that is I would like to see some improvement there. We've done considerable improvement, but I think there is scope for these things. There is far more scope. I think the districts working better would definitely strengthen us because strongly believe that AFI is only as strong as its districts. India is too large a country, probably the size of Europe, and we cannot control everything right from sitting in Delhi. States and districts will have to pull their socks up and do far more activities. They would have to do far more events. They would have to get far more coaches educated. We have a whole education Uh, we have a whole education commission in the AFI, headed by Professor Ravindra Chaudhary and assisted by our chief coach. So these are some of the things that definitely it's a continuous process. Nothing, it's not a switch which you can put on and off. And I'm sure that uh, the team will give enough attention to the new team will give enough attention to this to ensure that we do better in these areas. So I'll take your second question first, which is the tougher question. So very simply, AFI is doing within its legal parameters whatever it can do. So we can do two things. One is educate, and second is police. We are doing both. Now, again, like I said, it has to be done at state and district level where the problem is. So this is another thing that we are going to discuss during part of our deliberation. What action are the state and district levels going to do? Because AFI sitting can't reach 1.5 billion people. So again, we have been doing education for our athletes at all levels, at every national championships, at national inter-district championship. A lot of them I have myself taken sessions on doping, explaining to them how they will get caught, what will happen, etc., etc. So education is a very. We at the last inter-district championship we printed 10,000 books of what they can take, what they can't take. And we said, whenever you go to your doctor, even if you have a headache, show them this book and tell them you can't have any of these substances. So this is a continuous process which we shall continue to do. The second thing, the second thing is police. Policing is done in two ways. One is intelligence which we give to the to NADA and WADA and AIU. So secondly, we are requesting NADA from time to time to add more and more names as part of our intelligence process. That testing out of competition is the most important thing. Testing in competition is less important, but testing out of competition is more important. And we are requesting NADA, we are working closely with NADA, AIU, and others to ensure that testing is done out of competition and to increase the testing pool. So this is what AFI is doing and will continue to do, and we'll continue to invest far more money towards that. The first question on javelin, uh, the competition of javelin is going to be the top 10 javelin throwers in the world, along with other events we are going to do. Uh, Neeraj is part of that organizing. Uh, Neeraj, JSW, uh, a foreign firm, and AFI together are creating this new competition. Since there is so much interest in javelin throw, as you know, 7th of August has been called the National Javelin Day, the day Neeraj won his gold medal, the first gold medal for athletics in India. So this is going to be an invitation competition where the best javelin throwers in the world will come and throw. Uh, sometime later in the year, this year. Bids are open at the moment for the World Junior Championships, for the World Relays, and the World Championships for 2029. And India is going to make a bid for all of them. So basically, we have put in our expression of interest. Our expression of interest has been put in there. The process has started with our expression of interest, and then it will go through various and many steps before the World Athletics Council, of which I am a part, will take a final decision on who shall be appointed and who shall be allotted those championships. Thank you. Yeah. So I don't think I need to share anything. He's so part of our system. He's part of a selection
Selection
committee.
committee member.
He's in the system. So, but I think for him it's very important to work as a team. And if I've been successful, it's thanks to my team, which is Anju, and Dr. Banot, all of us that are here, and we worked very closely together. We've we've had a lot of discussions. We have had arguments. We have had very serious arguments. But at the end of the day, when we've decided to do something, we become one team again. And it's not that because I said no and you said yes. So therefore, I will not participate. We worked as a team. And I think part of the success in the last 12 years is working as a team. And and I'm sure Bahadur has been an athlete and he can carry a team. He's got broad shoulders to carry it. He's got broad shoulders to carry a whole team. So I'm sure that I think it's teamwork which is most important. And again, like I said, planning, etc., etc. But I think if you can carry the team, make everybody work, if you can make all the states work, if you can make all the districts work, sometimes you have to use carrot, sometimes you have to use stick. For example, just now we're giving a grant of 5 lakhs of rupees to each state. For what? For development. Not for having parties or using it for transport or flights. No. That money will only be given. The next year's money will not be given. So that 5 lakhs of rupees for education, for doping control, for whatever you need to, sending your coaches, sending your technical officials for upgradation, etc., etc. So we all have to work together, and I'm sure that Father will do all of that.
Definitely, sir.
As far as Neeraj goes, I think there was a lot of consultation. A lot of coaches were talked to. Neeraj himself talked to a lot of coaches, and we finally decided on the Zelensky. So, and that is how we decided. There are different paths to coaching. There is strength and conditioning, there is technique, there is biomechanics, etc. And normally one coach doesn't look after all of that, and help is taken. So Zen will come in when he needs to come in, even if he's not 365 days with Neeraj. And that is the way the world is. There is no coach in the world which is attached to one athlete for 365 days. So Neeraj has now reached that stage in his life where he needs to take assistance from different segments to do his flexibility, do his strength training, do his conditioning, do his biomechanics, do his throwing, do his run up. So I think that's the way of the future for all events. What is the second question on? See, national games, the list has come. I'm not sure of what's going to happen and how many are going to participate because please understand this is a very important year for us. We have we have the World Indoor Championships, we have the World Relay Championships, we have the Asian Championships and the World Championships. Now, to me, the World Championships is the most important thing. The calendar that has been created to cater to peaking at the World Championships. We will do whatever is necessary to ensure that we peak at the World Championships. Whatever it takes, we shall do. And that is consulting the foreign coaches, that is consulting the Indian coaches, that is consulting our chief coach, etc. So I can't tell you offhand what will happen, but we will do what is in the best interest of the country and the best interest of the athletes.
There was some disappointment there in the personal best not coming from athletes and the number of finalists we would have expected to see, considering that we have done well in the year before the Olympics. And this is one question. Second question is to Adil sir, you that now that you are not in AFI and we all know that you have moved toward athletics here, will you have any role to play in AFI or Indian athletics to see that this progress continues?
Okay, so your first question of Paris, yes, we had a 3 day meeting. We had a 3 day meeting where we've done a detailed analysis of what happened. We brought in everybody from the people who went with the team, people who participated, to our coaches, to other stakeholders. We had one or two foreign experts in there, and we've done a detailed analysis, and we've started taking action on those. And if you heard me say earlier that we have rejigged the 400 meters runners, etc., the coaches, etc. We're getting the ladies coaches not being renewed. We're bringing in another Jamaican coach for the ladies, etc., etc. So those actions are being taken, and we will continue to take those actions to ensure that by the time the next Olympics come. So again, like I said, I'm looking at an Olympic cycle. I'm not saying something will happen tomorrow or at the World Relays in May, but over a period of time, I'm looking at an Olympic cycle to an Olympic cycle. And yes, we have done very detailed analysis, and we will continue to monitor that. We've put in a brand new monitoring system, uh, which will take care of some of the lacunas we had before Paris. Enough information didn't reach the monitoring team, why it didn't reach, etc. I'm not going to go into those details, but there were lacunas, and sadly, we didn't perform as well as we expected to perform. As far as my role is concerned, I'm going nowhere. I'm here to assist Bahadur. Certain roles, dealing with international, dealing with government, dealing with IOA, dealing with IOC, dealing with World Athletics. There are lots of different parts to it. I will continue to assist in those areas, including being the spokesperson for the Athletics Federation. So there are lots of things I'm going to look at and continue to work in those areas under the new president, Bahadur Singh. So I'm not going anywhere. If you think you're going to get rid of me, you're not getting rid of me. You'll have to bear. I told these guys that they'll have to bear with me a little longer. I'm going nowhere.
So we don't want to get rid of you.
I'm going nowhere. No, I'm sure there are people sitting here. I've been very tough with some people. I'm sure they would want to see me go, but I'm not going.
So that means we will have to get in touch with you for
Yes,
any communication.
absolutely. The meeting has started.
Almost after 5 months, 6 months after the Olympics. Don't you think we are already 6 months behind in preparation
No,
for the next Olympic cycle?
But Abhishek, no, the old committee continued till today.
Intermediate.
Sorry, Indranil. The old committee continued till today. So it wasn't that the committee was there.
Meetings are not held on.
No, a lot of meetings were held online, and lot of proposals which came, including Neeraj's proposal.
Those are individual proposals, sir, not about.
But that's the job of the MOC. The MOC's job is not to do anything else. To look at the proposals, to look at whatever is happening, and there is a new a committee today. I'm not there. I really don't know what the honorable minister is going to say today, and what is the new direction he's going to give. But the functioning has not stopped. Let me assure you that. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending.
We keep in touch with you.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.